What's up, family? How's everybody doing today, man? It's good Tuesday morning. So this is the question of the day. Like I said, every day I'm gonna come to the family, present a new question, something that we can talk about, something that's been going on in our community, something that I feel we don't talk about enough. So I'll bring you a new question every week. And today, what I want to talk about, because when I look at society, when I look at like all of us in society, marriage is a really big proponent of how we interact with one another, right? For most women, for most people in our country, the end goal of the relationship that you're in is to get married, right? Now, in a lot of instances, there's absolutely nothing wrong with marriage. I know people who've been married for several years. They're still happy. They haven't really had any issues, right? So, by no stretch of the imagination am I saying people shouldn't get married. However, I think we should all take a hard look at marriage though and determine if that's right for us, right? Because sometimes when you look at society, when you look at American society, our divorce rate right now, including like divorce and separation, I think it's almost to like 60%, right? So I think when you look at American society, why we choose to get married is a little bit flawed. Like marrying for money, marrying for security, I think at this day and age, that could be a little bit outdated. Because at the end of the day, when you marry somebody, and this is what I look at, like specifically, like having a fucking a business license, my business license looks just like a marriage license, right? So in America, how I feel is when two people get married, as far as the country is concerned, it's really just tying you to someone else financially. So for any reason this person don't pay their bills, for any reason this person come up short, you got to pay that shit, right? So my question to everybody, for one, is marriage for everybody? And two, what does love in my relationship have to do with business? See, to me, these are two separate things. You should want to choose to be in a business relationship with somebody. That's separate from me loving you. You see what I'm saying? So getting married, going through the whole process. I know a lot of people who are married. I have absolutely no problem with it. But at the end of the day, it's something that we have to look at because all of the legalities that come with being married to me is a sham. Just like a lot of the shit in Western culture, it's a sham. It's not really designed to benefit the people that are involved in, in it, right? And I think a lot of times in our society, people get married for the wrong reasons. Like I said, if some women, and this is not all, but some women, there's pressure being in a relationship. You've been with a man for a certain amount of time. The people around you is going to start saying, okay, girl, when he going to pop the question? You start feeling like your biological clock is ticking and all this type of shit. So you're wondering when he going to pop the question. Sometimes men feeling the pressure of that situation marry women just to fulfill the fantasy they got in their head, right? And again, this can take place and there could be no errors. You can do this shit and y'all be together forever. Y'all be together forever, live happily ever after. But in my opinion, that's not the case all the time. This country isn't banking on you guys making that shit last. They're banking on something going wrong. So if you owe money, they can come get it from you. The other person owe money, they can come get it from them. You see what I'm saying? So it's a real fucked up system, and I think we should just think about it before we just enter into that type of contract with another person. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a big proponent of love. I'm a big proponent of family and togetherness, right? So back in the day when somebody would get pregnant and they would say, okay, now you got to marry her. I now, as a grown man, I understand that concept, meaning a man and a woman should be together when a child is conceived. A man and a woman should be together building shit before they get a child involved. You feel me? So I feel that. But at the end of the day, is marriage the option? Is marriage going to help you with that? And again, I would ask the family, how? Now, I understand the tax benefits, right? You married. There may be some tax benefits in there, but please tell me, what are the other tangible benefits of actually being married? Right? Because some people will say, okay, it's a spiritual thing. It's you going to a church. It's the realm of God. Everything's involving Jesus and God or whatever. But half people I know who married ain't even religious people. They don't even go to church. They don't even look at religion in that manner. So what are we actually talking about? I think sometimes we become like traditionalists, where we doing shit strictly because of the tradition. strictly because it's something that we are expected to do. You feel me? And that's all I'm saying, man. I don't think anybody should just say, okay, I'm not getting married. I mean, do you? Like, if that's what you want to do, fine. But let's look at that shit critically. Like, how is that going to actually benefit me? How is it going to benefit me to physically create a business out of my relationship? Keeping in mind that if your idea is when I die, I want someone to be able to take care of my assets. I want somebody to be in charge of uh, all the things I have going on when I'm not here no more. I don't want to mess out of it. I want one person to handle it. Blah blah blah. That's cool. You can do that with a power of attorney. You can do that with a different type of trust that you can set up. You feel me? So let's think about it, family. What are the tangible benefits to being married in 2020? Besides, like I said, the tax benefits. Besides, and when I say tangible, I mean something physical I can see. You can say, okay, for some of us, marriage means boom, now we got one last name. We're one now. When we talk to people, it's easier to explain. When we talk to people, we can just say we married, same last name, bills, different things like that. That's not a reason to be in business with somebody. You see what I'm saying? So let's talk about that, family. Think about it. In your opinion, what are the tangible benefits to being married? And can somebody be happy without marriage? You feel me? So let's talk about that. Can you be in a long-term relationship with someone where you love them, they love you, you guys plan on being together forever and just not get married? Because in society, if you do that, it's untraditional. So sometimes you get looked at funny. Sometimes people have questions about that, right? But I think in 2020, man, we need to start questioning everything. Don't just do nothing because society said so. And that's anything. Like, that's marriage, that's religion, that's the school you choose, the schools you choose for your kids. That's everything involving your life. I think we should craft out our own idea of how these things should function, right? Because the same people who will pressure you into getting married, the same people who will pressure you into making those type of commitments or making you think that's what you should do, once you divorce, these be the same motherfuckers talking behind your back. These be the same people gossiping about your shit when it don't pop off. You feel me? So I think it's important for all of us in relationships, man, to do what you and your partner decide is best for you. You feel me? I guess that's my point. No outside influences about what you guys should be in your relationship, how your relationship should be, because at the end of the day, you are the only two that have to deal with that shit. You feel me? So let's talk about that, family. What are the tangible benefits to being married? Let's talk.